A few days ago, 71 refugees, mostly women and children, were safely flown from Tripoli, Libya, to Italy. No smugglers, no dangerous routes, and no boats. This was made possible through Italy's humanitarian corridors, an agreement between UNHCR, Italy's government, and civil society groups. If that worked so well, can the EU afford to do that on a larger European scale? Let's do the math. Since 2015, over 9,000 people have reached the EU safely through humanitarian corridors. These are primarily self-funded by NGOs and religious organizations, not the taxpayers. Each person is placed directly into an integration program, housing, schooling, language courses, and job support, all upfront and all structured. Meanwhile, the EU has committed over 44 billion euros until 2027 to defense, security, and border control spending, out of which 5.6 billion euros are going directly to Frontex, the EU Border Patrol Agency, despite repeated concerns about human rights violations. Think about that. The EU is spending billions to keep people out, while barely financing safe ways to bring people in. Also, there's currently no EU-wide funding for search and rescue missions, despite over 28,000 deaths in the Mediterranean since 2014. Instead, the money is going towards detention centers in Libya, surveillance drones, and deals that outsource border control to countries where human rights protections are minimal. But what if we could change that approach? What if instead of building a fortress Europe, we could invest a fraction of those billions to humane, managed, and dignified pathways like the humanitarian corridor? What if we acknowledge that it's cheaper and more effective to welcome people safely than to militarize borders and chase them across oceans and deserts? You don't have to agree with every migration policy to see that what we're doing is expensive, deadly, and chaotic. This isn't about charity, it's about strategy, stability, and human dignity within the EU borders. The question now isn't can we do it, but will we choose to?